This next activity is us collecting LinkedIn profiles using some Chrome extensions that pair right over top of LinkedIn. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into this, but be aware we are using this in order to craft some really nice outreach messages, eventually leading to sequenced outreach using some automation. Cool. So the resources involved, you have the brief that you're looking at right now. We have a number of the job search tools that are related specifically to LinkedIn. The ones that we're taking a quick look at and we're going to be playing with are Apollo, and as an alternative, I threw in Lucia. Some of the other resources, there's the people targeting template, which we've used before, some of the different ways that one would be able to have a different angle to approach a company, and some of the LinkedIn job search tool limits, and that is on the last tab, the fourth tab. So please review that before you go nuts on this. It's right here. Boom. So remember that. Okay, let's start out with adding a Chrome extension. Now, I've given two for the sake of one does allow you just to do list building, and that's Lucia. It doesn't actually do sequences within the platform, and Apollo does not do sequence outreach. And I found that out after I put together a super long tutorial. So I use this tool, Walaxy. It's actually a much better tool and consistently cheaper than what you would spend using Apollo specifically for LinkedIn outreach. That being said, all of the Chrome extensions, for the most part, work the exact same way when it comes to scraping and collecting. So I may be referencing Apollo when doing the scraping. I would recommend not using that for LinkedIn. Really simple. Once you open those links, you hit Add to Chrome, Add Extension, and it is downloading. Apollo has been added. You can see it has found itself up here. If I have too many of these, I can also pin it. There we go. And now I have to actually sign up. So you can hit try now, or you can sign up directly. Next, I'm going to pick an angle. An angle refers to how I found the company, either via a Spark moment or something else. So there's recently funded companies that recently got money. Could be in the news, big PR announcements, an event speaker, search and discovery methods, and then potentially listed a job. For the sake of today, I'm going to do recently funded. Inside of recently funded, my favorite list for now is GeekWire. I pull it up and I can look for the most recent funded startups. This one seems pretty good, 87 million. That's not bad. It's more than I got. Quick company search. And usually when I search for a company, the LinkedIn profile isn't too far after that. Here we are on the company's LinkedIn profile. On the right side of my screen, I'm not sure if you saw that, just as the page was loading, you see Lucia is now showing me the popular employees, some company data, and it basically is giving me a chance to save either the company or the individual employees to separate lists. I can also use some of my free credits to enrich their individual profiles in order to find email addresses. That's Lucia. This is Apollo. So Apollo also gives me the ability to either save the company to a list or potentially find the most popular employees within that company. This is me looking at the individual employees. Now I can select the ones one by one. I don't love this particular view, but it's there. And then last but not least, there's Lead Delta. Lead Delta is a paid tool that I have access to, and yeah, I'm getting the same view. Lots and lots of tools do this. My goal is to capture 3 to 4 employees that I think give me the best shot of either getting introduced to a hiring manager or give me a chance to do an interview. The way that I do that is I can either go through these Chrome extensions here, or I can check out the individual profiles. The reason that I would check out individual profiles versus going through these types of avenues is this doesn't give me a lot of information on Jana, whereas looking here does. So it's up to me as to how I want to go about capturing them. But for the benefits of today, let's just rock and roll and capture a few people that we think would be high level, mid level, and sole contributor that would be related to us. You can see when I've gotten to an individual's profile, I am able to either access their email, add to a list, or immediately add to a sequence. For the benefits of this demonstration, I am going to add to a list. The way that I add to a list, I can add it to an existing list. If nothing seems perfect there, then I can create a new list. Creating a new list requires me to name it. So let's give this a funded blockchain remote. I've named it funded for companies that have been funded specific to the blockchain sector, and then this would potentially be a remote opportunity. I would hit create list and add this person to that list. Now I just need to find two more from the same company. This could be interesting. Open a new tab, open a new tab inside of the profile. Yeah, that seems like a good mid-level fit. Opening up the Chrome extension, add to list, added to my list. Last one. Now I'm just adding him the same way, and we're all set. I've added 3 people from the company to my list. Back inside the brief, there is an entire section for how to scrape your list directly from Apollo. I have demonstrated that a bunch of times, so I'm not going to put you through that again. You can use these Chrome extension tools to grab people and grab companies. The last thing that we need to do is build up some nice messages in terms of outreach templates, and then we will do some sequence outreach. I promise. We're getting into it.